is on an absolute knife edge. 1 point between the top 2 teams, 10 covering the top 3, and only 21 back to Team Blue Rising in 4th place. Greg Haynes with you. Saunders CB is down there to get all of the latest for us, and alongside us here in the commentary box is Shelley Jury-Lee. Here then is our course for round 6.
Yeah, it's a pure kidney-shaped course, quite an easy course to be honest. Some nice big sweeping corners either end, and a lovely long straight past race control and mission control and the launch zone. So it's going to be fast and furious.
So we have had the qualifying time trials, and now the first racing action of this first Lagos GP is about to get underway as we look across the Lagos Lagoon here, just off the Gulf of Guinea in the North Atlantic. It's a spectacular setting, and we've already had drama because Brady are not in the main qualifying race, as you can see on the right hand side of the screen. So the championship leaders have every chance, unfortunately for them, of losing the championship lead, because Rafa, who are second in the standings, are very well placed. When we get to the second qualifying race, points will be awarded for the first time. 3, 2 and 1 for first, second, third. Look how close it is at the top of the table after the first 5 rounds in Jeddah, Doha, Dubrovnik, Lago Maggiore in Italy, and Monte Carlo. We've had a long break from the Monaco event. That was back in July. This is now Lagos here in the beginning of October. Miami will bring the curtain down in November. Here, though, is the drama for Tom Brady's team so far. Look at that. Sam Coleman running down the ramp, and he just said if they just craned it into the water 5 seconds earlier, he would have got away. He rushed out. They'd had a gearbox problem with his Finnish team partner, Emma Kymäläinen. So they got it sorted. It usually takes at least half an hour to get the gearbox sorted, which they did. He got round, he had to go round on an outlap through the milling area, and he got to the line with about 5 seconds too late on the clock, and they didn't get a time in. But crucially, that was an important test, wasn't it, there at speed, to check that the gearbox is working properly. Shelley, you just couldn't make it up, could you? Every time we seem to go to a round in 2025, we come away from that destination with a different championship leader, and I have a feeling, unfortunately for Brady there, that we're going to have a change in leadership again at the end of the day today.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen probably in the next half an hour. So really, really exciting. Not great for the teams, but for us and the drama, I love it.
Me too, bring it on. We don't want to wish misfortune on anybody, but all we want is the race to go down to the last corner and the championship to go down to the last race. And to be honest, we were trying to do the maths, weren't we, earlier on, and we were reckoning that the only way it could have been actually wrapped up here in Lagos this weekend is for these guys, Brady, to basically win everything, with Rafa being disqualified from everything, and the chances are that's not going to happen. So it's almost certainly now, bearing in mind what's happened, going to go to Miami, and what a finale that is going to be, with, I'm sure, most of, if not all of the celebrity team owners turning up for that one next month. Fingers crossed, though, for Brady and everybody else. We had quite a lot of reliability problems, didn't we, in Monte Carlo last time out. Certainly the water here is a lot calmer than the harbour of Monaco. You've got a lot of big ships and ferries and goodness knows what else. Yachts, of course, the super yachts coming and going. But what a great setting this is. First time we've been to the African continent. We've got Lagos Island just opposite where the Black Diamond Hotel is on Victoria Island, which has very much become the HQ for the event this weekend, and we're in what is the Gulf of Guinea, just around the corner from here in the southern tip of the North Atlantic. It's just another new challenge for everybody, isn't it? And a relatively straightforward course, Shelley, as you said before when we looked at the track map, and it seems to be closing things up a bit, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's a really long sort of straight course with some lovely sweeping corners. So if you can keep that RaceBird up on the foils, gliding around the corners, not dropping the hull into the water, not losing any speed, we might even see a record lap with the RaceBird, or record speeds this weekend, which would be a great, really, really great to happen in Lagos. A lot of the pilots complaining about the wind.
Lagos, E1 is coming. Let's go.
Oh my God!
We use E1 as a platform to advocate for sustainability and gender equality.
For us, Africa is a very important continent. Technology innovation is the future. It can inspire the young generation.
We love Lagos, we love Nigeria. E1, welcome to Africa.
Lagos, E1 is coming. Let's go.
Oh my God!
We use E1 as a platform to advocate for sustainability and gender equality.
For us, Africa is a very important continent. Technology innovation is the future. It can inspire the young generation.
We love Lagos, we love Nigeria. E1, welcome to Africa.
You dey ride bike when they chop well like pounded yam. Your mechanic they see you pass your family members every month. My new plug. See this my Spirit electric bike. You not get that kind of wahala. Now they ask you for fuel. Strong kakaraka. Carry weight of at least 300 kilograms. They can't they go. If they climb hill, if they dodge photo like ninja. Time. Me, ba. And they save at least almost 100,000 naira every month. No fuel, no servicing palava. Just change battery and yeah, I don't go. My people, no dog, Spiro na baba, ride smart, save big.
Prop, more top speed in the straights, but not the best acceleration out of the corners. But as we've said, with these corners, you want to keep the E1 RaceBird gliding round the corners, up on the foils, hardly turning at all. If you can sort of like skim it round the corners, a bit like, you know when the cars drift? That's exactly what we're trying to do.
That man there has been a real star performer so far. That was Andre Solvang, the 21-year-old Norwegian pilot. Rusty Wyatt is not with us this weekend, and his regular teammate Katie Munnings is competing with Extreme E/Extreme H down in Saudi Arabia. So exciting to see Andre and Nerea Marti, who's just 23 years old, from just outside Valencia in Spain. Team Miami have a new lineup as well, one of whom, Giacomo Sacchi, is out there now for Italy. He's also an F2 star, isn't he, like Solvang? So some real quick F2 powerboat drivers, Shelley, coming up through the ranks and now adjusting to E1. If you're new to E1 here, but you have any boat experience, the trim is different, isn't it, in terms of up or down? So it basically has a different effect with these E1 RaceBirds to a regular powerboat. But let's get ready for the serious business of the Group 1 stage now for the qualifying races. It's Nerea Marti. She is a rookie for Alula, but she has the best position on the inside line. John Peters, probably the best starter in the whole field for Team Blue Rising. They won in Monaco in July, their first ever win. Giacomo Sacchi of Monaco is in lane 3, and then Emme Kymäläinen. Fingers crossed for them that the gearbox problems are a thing of the past. Now, we're just hearing there's been a late change for Team Blue Rising. The timing screen says John Peters is in the boat, but we are reliably informed by our team here that it's actually Sarah Mizier who is on board, and sure enough, here is the pilot from Jamaica. So tactical things going on there as well, Shelly, I guess. They need to try and work out who you want in the boat, don't you, at each part of the weekend, because we're alternating from this moment onwards. So there is Sarah Mizier, former equestrian star, of course, recovering from a very big accident just a few years ago. She is ready to go. The race will start in just under 90 seconds time. We'll see it at the bottom of the screen when the clock counts down. If anyone goes too soon, they'll be given a penalty on the second lap. It's 6 laps in total, and who's going to get the best start? Boost is absolutely vital here. There's Sam Coleman watching on. Emma will be out there. They've got nothing to lose in a sense in terms of this weekend, but they do have that championship lead to try and maintain 1 point ahead of Rafa. All they can do is try and win this first qualifying race to put themselves in the best position for their group stages. This is the 12th floor of the Black Diamond Hotel. This is where Mission Control is, and all of the teams based in there, inside the room as well as on the balcony. And here we go, 44 seconds and counting. You can see now at the bottom of your screen that will be underway in just over half a minute. Don't go too soon. We've seen people do this before. If you go too soon and have to back off, you will lose momentum. Alula going rather early, aren't they, with Nerea Marti? It's her first ever E1 start, and that's why she's backing off now, because she realises what she's done. 20 seconds. Everybody else backing it. Look at Brady holding back there.
Brady, and watch Team Blue Rising. Look, here comes Brady storming through. Team Blue Rising up on the power there.
2 seconds, 1, and we are away. It's a clean start. Nobody went too soon, and Brady tried to turn their fortunes around here after gearbox problems in the qualifying time trial earlier today. And Emma Kimmerleinen giving everybody lots of space on the run down into turn 1. So Brady at the bottom of the screen, Blue Rising charging through. Emma did a very good job there to avoid contact. That is Blue Rising. Sarah Mizier now at the helm after a late change. It would have been John Peters, but they made a change at the last moment. They even had a problem before they got going, but great start for Blue Rising. We've got to say, Brady did a great job there to avoid contact down into turn 1.
Yeah, great start by Sarah Mizier there. We've seen it before. Team Blue Rising are very, very good at that acceleration and pulling away into the lead. Now they're in that clean water, which we've said time and time again is key. There are no short laps or long laps in this race today. So, is this Team Brady coming up alongside Team Blue Rising? Yes, they are literally foil to foil.
Absolutely great stuff here in Nigeria as the sun gets lower in the sky as well, and that could cause some problems for the pilots. But this is great, isn't it? Our first racing action of the weekend. And it's Blue Rising on the right, Brady on the left after that excellent start. Third still is Giacomo Sacchi from Monaco for Miami in third place. Alula with Nerea Marti, one of the other rookies in the field. There's 5 of them in total. 2 of them are in this race. But Emma Kimmerleinen's boxing it very clever indeed. She's on the outside line.
Yeah, she had a little bit of a twitch there. You can see Team Blue Rising and Team Brady both really pushing and trying. And when you push too hard in the E1 RaceBird, that's when it gets out of shape. I think that's Team Brady just moved into the lead there, so Emma has taken over Sarah.
So looking back from the 36-year-old pilot from Finland, this is exactly what they wanted. They know there's no points available in this race, but they've got to get themselves in a good lane position for the first of their group races when Sam Coleman jumps in tomorrow morning. Brady with the advantage. Fingers crossed for them that those gearbox problems don't come back to haunt them. You can see when the boost is being applied with these electric motors up on the foils. This is a great race so far for Brady. They do respond well, don't they, to a high pressure situation. Blue Rising are still second, but Miami look to be closing in now as Giacomo builds his confidence. But look at Emma Kimmerleinen just pulling away from the rest of the field, and that's what a lead of almost 3 seconds looks like as we come towards the third of the 6 laps. But they know, don't they, there's every chance they're going to lose the championship lead when the second race gets underway with their rivals, so they've got to limit the damage for their lane position tomorrow morning. Seems very calm on board, doesn't it?
Emma has got great skill here. She has literally calmly pulled away from Team Blue Rising. She's now in that clean water. She knows there's no long lap or short lap to do, so she's just got to keep her nose clean, as it were, now, and drive the RaceBird smoothly around the course, keep it up on the foils, no heroics, and just bring her home, because she has got an amazing lead there of, wow, 5. She's now 5 seconds ahead of Team Blue Rising.
Let's see if Miami can do anything about Blue Rising. Blue Rising riding the crest of a wave at the moment. Bit of a moment for your leader, but Blue Rising won for the first time ever in Monaco, but we've had to wait for 3 months since that last event back in July. Alula bringing up the rear of the field at the moment with Nerea Marti, her first ever race like this on water for the Spanish rally driver. There's Blue Rising coming around the end of the lap. That's a handy advantage, isn't it? And it's extending now to 9 seconds over Miami in second and third places. There's Alula there on the boost in the background. This is Team Miami, and they are going to their home event as the curtain comes down on this 25 season. When we get there next month with 2 new pilots this weekend, and you're looking into the eyes now then of the F2 Powerboat star Giacomo from Monaco. I have to say he's adapting very, very quickly to E1. He hasn't really had any dramatic moments at all from what we've seen in practice yesterday and all through the qualifying time trial. Shelley, you know him well, don't you, from the world of F2, and he's a real up-and-coming star there, and he's still only in his early 20s.
Yeah, very, very experienced racer, and as we've said, though, the experienced racers come over to E1 and it's a whole new ball game for them to learn here. So very, very different. I'm wondering if Team Alula has got some slight problem, because they are so far behind. They are literally they're over, over half a minute behind there.
I think you might be absolutely right. They are slowing here, aren't they? Definitely with Nerea Marti. And are they going to be out of this race? She's trying her best to keep going, but there was definitely a loss of speed there, wasn't there, coming out of the left-hander at turn 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether the boat's got a problem or whether, bless her, she is just trying to learn how to control the E1 RaceBird. Every time you drop the hull into the water or the wing is taking the water, you are losing speed. Like you can see there, the water pushing through the wing there, and she is just losing speed.
Well, it definitely can't be easy. It's a completely new challenge for her. She's used to racing cars. She does a lot of work with BMW and the W Series in the past, and also racing on the Formula 1 tracks alongside all of the Formula 1 team principals who are watching on as well in the F1 Academy. And it's actually not beyond the realms of possibility that they might go a lap down, because Brady are coming up to them as we start the 6th and final lap of this first qualifying race. I'm sure Emma won't do anything to this. She'll probably hold back. She'll know she's got an enormous lead now of almost 18 seconds. But they'll be praying to get to the end, because Brady had technical problems with the gearbox failing earlier on in the qualifying time trials.
But we've got a brand new gearbox. They did an amazing change during the time trials, and it looks like with the new one on, she is home and dry, as they say.
Wales' finest there, Sam Coleman, looking on, keeping as calm as he possibly can, looking down from that brilliant view they have of the Lagos Lagoon from the 12th floor of the hotel. As I say, they are coming up to Alula, but Brady now just half a lap away. They were thrown a real variable, weren't they, into the mix earlier on with those gearbox issues. But as Shelley says, they've changed the gearbox. They just missed out on getting in a great time, and that could have cost them a potential 3 points today, because no points are available in this race. But as we look through now the golden sunshine of the evening here in Nigeria, Brady have recovered from gearbox problems earlier on in the qualifying time trials. Emma Kimmerleinen out of the last corner to win the first racing action, and they're absolutely delighted, as you can hear from the team radio in the background. Just the way to bounce back from the technical problems of earlier on. In terms of pilot performance and the team as well under pressure, it's been a great day so far for Brady. It's going to be second for Team Blue Rising after their late tactical switch of pilots from John Peters. Sarah Mizir, the Jamaican pilot, jumped into the boat, and she's second. And now Giacomo for Miami making his way home. What a great start for him. He's showing real maturity, isn't he? Hasn't made any mistakes so far, Shelley, and that's a solid third place for him. Beautifully timed as well on the boost as he crosses the line. Perfect. The boost runs out just as he crosses the line. That's the way to do it, because with these long straight sections here at Lagos, you need to time the boost. It's more important than ever before. Right, let's jump on board and catch up with Emma. Emma and Team Brady, you've had your challenges as pilots and a team so far today, but you've responded beautifully. Well done. What a start as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was a fun race. We've had our challenges. We've had setbacks before, but we will definitely bounce back.
Emma, I have to ask, were you running down to quickly test the gearbox after the time trials, or were you going to try and get a quick lap in with Sam?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I was parking the boat.
I'm tired, man. My brakes squeak, my engine wheezes, but my human says no money for upgrades.
Chai! I've been there. Trust me, I used to backfire mid-turn. Embarrassing stuff. But last week, my human found out about first credits by First Bank.
First credits?
Yup. Quick, collateral-free cash straight to his account. Boom. New brakes, fresh oil, and premium fuel. Tell your guy to wise up. You deserve better, bro.
Need urgent funds? Whether it's bills, upgrades, or emergencies, First Credit by First Bank gives you up to 300,000 naira. No paperwork, no collateral, just credit when you need it.
Dial star 894 star 11 hash or get it from your First mobile app.
First Bank makes you big.
You first. First Bank.
Of the weekend where the real points are available when it's 38 for a victory. Every race is about lane position, your starting position for the next race, and you really do need to be on that inside line. Having said that, Brady, great tactics. Emma clearly there decided to keep herself out of trouble, held right back as John Peters did. Well, not quite as bad as John Peters in Monaco because he had a problem, but held right back and just came shooting past everybody on the boost, but then gave Blue Rising the space, didn't she, Shelley, down into turn one to make sure they didn't touch, because we've seen some incidents into turn one earlier in the year. I mean, brilliant spatial awareness there from Emma. She knew exactly what was going on around her.
Yeah, and she very cleverly, once she'd got past the boat, she then came in, shut the door on them, and got her the space, and then it was only Team Blue Rising that she had to deal with.
Saunders CB is down there.
Emma, after the challenges of this morning, the first thing you needed to do was nail that performance. That's exactly what you did. But now, what's the strategy for the rest of the weekend?
Oh, well, we don't know. We're trying to just win whatever, all of the heats and races, and then we go from there. Yeah, we're definitely bouncing back.
It's a super decisive week in the E1 Championship here. Lots of points, essential points on the line. Now you've got to make it real and keep yourself in the mix.
Exactly, but I kind of like this kind of situation where you really hit the setbacks, the walls are built ahead of you, and then you just need to think again how to build the door into that wall. And then just big shout out to our guys, like the mechanics and a lots of other people who helped us to get the boat ready, to even trying at the time trials. It was amazing, and now we got a boat. It was amazing to race with it. I absolutely love that kind of racing, and now we just take one race at a time.
You can see you were enjoying it in the cockpit, and now down to Sam tomorrow.
Exactly, but yeah, I 100% trust Sam, and we have a great team, so it's amazing. Yeah.
Well done again. Thanks, Emma.
Thank you so much.
It's always debatable, of course, but without doubt, Tom Brady's team have one of the strongest lineups here in E1. And one thing Emma's also told us is that motherhood has changed her a lot in recent years. She doesn't worry as much now as she used to about the small things, and definitely under pressure, if we've seen so far here, they excel. So Brady lead the way. They're limiting the damage. Blue Rising second from Miami and Alula, who will have work to do when we get into the group stages here on Sunday morning. the sun's continuing to set now here at Lagos. So, great stuff for the qualifying races, and the points will be available in the second one very shortly.
Lagos, E1 is coming. Let's go.
Oh my God!
We use E1 as a platform to advocate for sustainability and gender equality.
For us, Africa is a very important continent. Technology innovation is the future. It can inspire the young generation.
We love Lagos, we love Nigeria. E1, welcome to Africa.
You dey ride bike when they chop well like pounded yam. Your mechanic they see you pass your family members every month. Na new plug. See this my Spirit electric bike. You not get that kind of wahala. Now they ask you for fuel. Strong kakaraka. Carry weight of at least 300 kilograms. They can't they go. If they climb hill, if they dodge photo like ninja. Time. Me, ba. And they save at least almost 100,000 naira every month. No fuel.
Today, so hopefully tomorrow we start fresh, sprinkle some good spirits around the boat, around the foils, and cross our fingers tomorrow we have clean races.
Thanks, Sarah.
Anytime, thank you.
Well, the first points are about to be handed out here. Can't wait for this at UIM E1 Lagos GP, presented by First Bank. This is going to be great. And Didier Drogba here then. We knew he was going to be appearing here this weekend. He scored some wonderful goals in his time for Chelsea, hasn't he? And others for that matter. They've got a little bit of work to do though this time, haven't they? But they're going to be in contention for possibly 3 points with Micah Wilkinson, his New Zealand protege, at the helm. So let's see if Didier gets a strong result here as E1 comes to African waters for the first time ever. We are in Nigeria, and these are your pilots taking, look, there's some massive names in here. Lucas Ordonez for Westbrook, Rafa, who are perfectly poised to take the championship lead because they're only 1 point behind Brady, who are not in this race. Aoki racing with Danny Kloss, who's been quick all through the event so far. Welcome back to Timmy Hansen, who wasn't with us. He was on rallycross duties when we were in Monaco. And Micah Wilkinson, as I've just said, for Drogba, he will be on the outside in the 5th of the 5 lanes. On board with him now, keeping as calm as he possibly can, the 29-year-old, an Olympian. Sailing, of course, isn't it, for Micah? And I know he's not been feeling too well recently as well. I'm pleased to report he's feeling much better here as we get ready for this 6th of 7 events of 2025. And we have 5.5 minutes to go. The points for, we just had a delay, so 5.5 minutes because the new start time now will be 17:43. So that gives us a little bit more time to chat, doesn't it, Shelley? We heard from Sarah Mizzi with Saunders a moment ago talking about some of the debris they've been picking up on the hydrofoils. If you're new to E1, the idea with these RaceBirds is to get up, not on the bottom of the boat, the hull of the boat, but on the foils. You can see sticking out of each side of the RaceBirds. But they're catching quite a lot of debris, aren't they? So it's causing a lot of drag. We heard Sarah's description of it, but have you ever experienced anything like that? What does it feel like when you're picking things up on the prop or on the foils, Shelley? They're certainly losing a lot of time.
Well, it's exactly how Sarah described it. In fact, she described it beautifully. I loved it. She said it was like if you're running and someone is just dragging on your T-shirt at the back and slowing you down. And that's exactly what it feels like. And I love the way she described the foils up on the tippy toes of the boat. That was a beautiful description and absolutely correct. And it is, you just feel as if you're not at optimum speed and gliding across the water. It's just like someone pulling on you and just going, come back a bit. So yeah, a great description from Sarah there.
Well, it's very uncomfortable out there. 30 degrees, 81% humidity for Saunders and Alejandro Agag as well.
Alejandro once again widening the reach of electric motorsport and E1 around the world to new shores here in Lagos. How does it feel to be making waves in Africa?
I think it's really great to be here in Lagos. You know, championship doesn't really become truly global if you're not in Africa. For us, this is a huge step. We are in the heart of Africa, in a city of 25 million people. And not only that, we are in the heart of the city. So we are in the heart of Africa.
Tell us about the reception that the championship had since visit here. It feels like everyone's very welcoming. They're really excited to see international motorsport here in Lagos.
It's really great, the reception we had in Lagos. I mean, everybody in the city is talking about the race. I'm talking about E1. We've been around. I've been to different areas of the city. The excitement is huge. Of course, everybody wants to come to get passes. We try to accommodate as many people as we can. There will be many thousands of people around these waters tomorrow for the final. So I think it's a great welcome here in Lagos.
Give us an idea of what it takes to make an event like this happen in a new location, a new continent.
To make an event like this has many challenges. First, of course, we need to come to the city and agree with the government, because we need, of course, their help and their support to use their waters, to have all the permits. Then the logistics. We need to bring here our traveling circus, if you like. All the boats travel from the location of the previous race. Then we need to set up the infrastructure, the pontoons, the charging infrastructure, the power. We need to create hospitality areas for our guests, our VIPs. We need to also bring a whole broadcasting team, you guys, with all the materials, onboard cameras, production. It's a huge operation that, is many weeks of work for 1 or 2 days of racing.
And very exciting, of course, to be here now at this point in the championship. So decisive, with so much action in the last few rounds. Going into this weekend, very, very exciting.
Yes, we've had a great season, great competition in the second season of E1. Let's see what happens here, because I mean, of course my preference as the promoter is to get to the last race in Miami with 2 or 3 teams very close. We have the chance of that happening. Let's see how Brady and Nadal, particularly how those 2 teams, do this weekend. But hopefully we will have a good final.
Thanks, Alejandro.
Thank you very much.
And thank you to Saunders as well there with Alejandro earlier on this afternoon. And quite frankly, Alejandro, I couldn't have put it better myself. We will see how everybody fares. And we've already seen drama, haven't we, for Brady, because they had gearbox problems with their RaceBird earlier on. As we now get ready with 90 seconds to go. Oh, more news coming through. Saunders, to you.
Yes, I've just been talking to the Drogba team about the issue that's delayed this session, and it seems like there's a bit of a communication issue or something with the steering wheel relating to the trim. So usually where they've got 2 options of controlling the trim from the steering wheel, they've got the buttons that do the small increments, micro adjustments, so big, and then you've got the paddles which do the bigger jumps. Now, as it stands, the smaller buttons aren't working, so they only have access of the big jumps of trim, which, as you can imagine, Shelley, I'm sure you can give more context on, is not going to be very helpful when the micro adjustments are really what give you the edge.
Well, Saunders, thank you very much indeed. But I can tell you those switches on the front, yellow is up, green is down, and that adjusts the trim by times 10, Shelley, every single time. So they can't make the adjustments with the dial. They're having to go up or down by 10. I mean, that's a bit of a nightmare, to put it mildly, isn't it?
Yeah, that's quite a big jump on the trim, and it could actually completely throw you off and unbalance you if you suddenly trim up too much or trim down too much. So yeah, not good. So that's Drogba that's got that problem. Is that right, Greg?
It certainly is. Let's see how they get away. You can see them on the left-hand side. But with Brady's troubles earlier on, points are about to be given out. We're about to get going. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, 5 seconds for the second and final qualifying race. That's going to be a great start for Brazil. And look at Drogba shooting up on the outside line. But let's see now what Rafa can do, because they are only 1 point behind Brady, who are absent from this race. Westbrook being very, very careful with Lucas Ordóñez there on the inside line. Tom Schaap, the French pilot who had a big collision with Brazil, who's now alongside him last time out in Monaco. Are they all clued through cleanly? We're looking across now to Brazil, and that's Timmy Hansen attacking. And look at this with Aoki and Westbrook. Did they collide? They were very close to colliding. How can you see where you're going as they come out of turn 1?
Yeah, that's a washing machine effect, that one. So in the dirty water and wash of the boats in front, you just have to keep your foot down and keep going. Clean water is key, and as we can see, Rafa's got that clean water beauty. But look at Westbrook. Westbrook are really pushing through there on the boost. You can really see the boost when it comes in, the sort of surge of power that these E1 RaceBirds get.
Looking back then from Rafa, that's Brazil on the left. Westbrook are just off to the right-hand side. There's Lucas Ordóñez, the 40-year-old Spanish racing driver, and they're trying to close in on Rafa. Westbrook now. Westbrook, of course, the name of Will Smith's Los Angeles-based production company, hence the name of the team. But they've lost a little bit of momentum. I think he's just been tactical perhaps there with the boost as we look back from Rafa to Brazil, who are trying to attack on the outside. Brazil right up alongside Rafa, and Westbrook's holding back again, Shelley. We saw this on the opening lap too.
Yeah, Westbrook, Brazil, are actually on the outside there, so they're actually got more distance to travel. But oh, look, great move by them. That was fantastic. He boosted just at the right time, got in front of Rafa, and literally took the lead. Fantastic move there by Team Brazil.
Yeah, Timmy Hansen back in action. He missed Monaco because Drogba seemed to have a problem. They talked about that issue with the boost, and they've dropped right back, so they're not going to be scoring any points, are they, in this race? Remember, it's 3 points for the win, 2 for second, 1 for third. Rafa having a bit of a moment there in that second position. Westbrook on the boost now are gaining. Aoki, not the best of starts for Danny Kloss, as Drogba here at turn 1, they've fallen so far back, and they're just trying to survive and get to the finish, I think, Shelley, as we get through towards half race distance. This is the end of lap 2 with 4 to go.
Yeah, Drogba will want to finish. Oh no, they're pulling off. That's so... Are they though? No, maybe not. Maybe that was our graphics just playing with us then. If Drogba can just finish, they will at least get a place, and that's what they want. They do not want to pull out at this point. So on board here with, well, not on board, sorry, looking at Westbrook, they seem to be dropping back a little bit, but We've got Rafa there. Aoki, yes, Westbrook definitely seems to be having a problem, which is really unusual for Lucas. He's usually right up there.
So Rafa, if it stays like this, are going to go from 1 point behind to 1 point ahead and grab leadership of E1 from Brady, but back on board with the washing machine that is the Aoki Racing RaceBird. And what can Danny Kloss here do about the Westbrook boat in front of him? If you saw the graphic at the top, obviously it's showing them in 5th, but they're actually 4th. Westbrook are 3rd because of those problems we've had for Drogba with Micah Wilkinson. So Drogba in trouble and they've stopped. So Drogba are indeed, unfortunately, out of the race as we move into the second half now. Brazil with a comfortable lead. They're not really in championship contention. They've had a bad start to the season, 8th, 9th, 8th, a disqualification, but they're looking to back up their Monaco podium with more success here in Nigeria. There's Westbrook, and Westbrook are 5th in the championship.
Aoki are desperately trying to take over Westbrook and move up into that 3rd place, which would give them a point.
Yes, and they are currently 3rd in the championship on 125 points, which is only 10 behind the leaders, Brady. They won't be scoring, they're not even in this race. Oh, look at the moment there. The RaceBird moving around underneath Danny Kloss. Danny, who will turn 37 later on this month, the racing driver from outside Barcelona, but he's lost a lot of ground now, hasn't he, to Westbrook, and he's got a lot of work to do now if he has any hope of grabbing that point.
It's the dirty water again, Greg. You can see the mess he's in behind Westbrook there, and it just makes the E1 RaceBird so difficult to handle. He's just, and it's very difficult for him to find the clean water. Oh, this is heartbreaking.
Yeah, Micah Wilkinson, nothing he can do about this. Drogba are out. We know they have, because Saunders told us from down there in the launch zone, problems with the trim, and it's clearly making it almost impossible to handle. So hopefully they can get that sorted out now. They've got the overnight period to make some repairs, but the drone was having a bit of a race there with Team Brazil. They switched to a new boat, if you remember, last time out in Monaco after the dramas of the previous round at Lago Maggiore, but things seem to be hotting up now in the fight, the 3-way fight, the triangular shootout for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Look at that lead, Shelley, for Brazil. That's almost a 14-second advantage now for Timmy Hansen.
I bet he's pleased.
Dominating, isn't he?
Yeah, that's great for Timmy. After missing a race, you feel as if you may have lost it. You know, everyone else has had those extra laps out there getting some experience, but no, he's straight back in the driving seat and piloting that E1 RaceBird brilliantly.
Yeah, he's having a beautiful Saturday evening ride, isn't he, here at Lagos. But look back, and you need to look a long way back for Rafa and co, and let's see what Westbrook and Aoki can do. But Brazil now pulling away. Of course, they were the talk of the paddock when we got to Lago Maggiore at round 3, but it certainly seems as though Westbrook now are going to have to start going on the defensive from Aoki as opposed to the offensive, having a go at Tom Schaap and Rafa. Rafa are on target for leading this championship if they can stay where they are as we now get into the final lap. Teammates all watching on. That was Timmy Hansen's teammate there, Javamilere Hagin, who's here for the first time, the pilot from Latvia. She's going to be celebrating a win as part of that team in the qualifying race and 3 important championship points. Now, can Lucas Ordóñez, and this is the last lap, hold off Danny Kloss for 3rd and a point? That's the question.
I think he can, unless something goes wrong with Westbrook. I think he can. He has, Lucas has certainly got the skill and the drive, so I think he will be able to do that, no problem.
But Brazil are almost there now in qualifying race 2 here at E1 Lagos GP, coming out of the last corner for 3 worthy championship points. Rafa will be 2nd to take the E1 championship lead. Well done, Brazil. It's been a difficult season so far. That's 3 points for you. But Shelley, we're going to see a leadership change now in E1. Rafa, after all of the emotion of Monaco last time out, take 2 points for 2nd place. They jump ahead of the absent Brady in this race. Rafa back into the championship lead.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And Westbrook did hold Aoki off.
And there's the gap, as you say, back to Aoki. It was relatively comfortable, wasn't it, in the end by 7 seconds as Danny Kloss crosses the line. It seemed difficult there, didn't it, for people to follow one another, but pure delight, I'm sure, for Rafa. They know the job's not complete yet, but they have taken the championship lead. This is Chris Lazaraga. Well done, Chris. Delighted with that. P1 indeed, as Tom Schaap crosses the line in second place. There's the team celebrating from the 12-storey balconies of the Black Diamond Hotel, which is mission control for all of the teams and the organisers here in Nigeria. But what an absolutely incredible performance. Let's jump on board with Brazil and Timmy Hansen. Timmy, that was absolutely spectacular. You had a bit of a weekend off from E1 in Monaco. What a way to bounce back. Well done, 3 points.
Yeah, turned out a bit of holiday was kind of good for me. So I'm glad to be back with Team Brazil. I always say this, but the team has done an absolutely fantastic job. And we won by far. I'm struggling kind of to park here. I fucked up a little before, sorry. I have not done a good job at parking. But yeah, the race was good. The race was better than my parking.
And Timmy, you won there by 18 seconds. Are you surprised by? I mean, it looks a bit difficult to get in, so maybe I shouldn't be distracting you. But were you surprised there by the gap?
I was surprised at the end. You know, the battle on the first 2 laps was absolutely crazy. We were 3 boats right onto that first position. But Rafa stalled at the end of the straight, now entering the second lap, and I was able to get by. And there, yeah, kind of. I just drove my race and the gap was growing and growing. I wasn't taking any risk. I was trying to keep it just smooth, but usually smooth is fast in these boats. I'm still trying to park.
Thanks, Timmy. I'll let you dock. I'll leave you in peace. I think I was distracting him a bit there, Shelley. He's trying to get in, isn't he? And I'm just talking to him all the time.
Can I just say, note to commentators, don't talk to them while they're trying to berth the boat. Because it's hard enough berthing a boat anyway. But when you're trying to do it with foils on the side and get into that tiny little launch zone pad, and your little slot there, it's pretty difficult. I'd like to see you do it, Greg.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and maybe Timmy should be speaking to me over the radio at the same time to get a bit of his own back, because that definitely made life difficult. Sorry about that, Timmy, but a great win there of 18.1 seconds. And as for Rafa, I mean, isn't it amazing? They were in tears. Tom had to abandon ship, as it were, back at Monte Carlo, and here they are, 2 points. Brady with their gearbox problems earlier on, which are now solved, but Rafa lead the championship now, Shelley. How quickly things change.
That's what we've seen all season in the E1 series. It's absolutely great because literally every place we've been to, every venue, we have drama, we have changes of positions, we have different teams. And I think when we go into the finals in Miami, and this is before we've even seen the drama for tomorrow, it is going to be brilliant.
Oh, I couldn't put it better myself. And Saunders was getting himself in position there with our victors. Of course, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but fantastic for them that the championship lead has changed. Saunders, it's all yours. I bet they're pleased.
Tom, so it was second on the water there, but of course secured the points to now change the championship order and put Team Rafa right at the top.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really great result. We are really happy because, as I said at the beginning, we discovered this new boat. We try to adapt. In this quali race, like Timmy was much faster. I tried to make a good start and then to catch the gap, but obviously we see the difference of the top speed. So, but no, it's really good. The team making incredible job. So I'm so happy. Now we will have to continue to work to prepare to tomorrow's race.
It was all pretty close quarters in those first few laps. You were getting very, very close in and out of the turns, but when it came to Timmy, he just disappeared, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I try to manage and to be fast as I can, but then I saw Timmy behind me. Even with the boost, I tried to going fast, but was really, really difficult. He have a better pace than us today, so but it's good. It's good. We have to be happy. We're leading the championship, so it's we have to build the weekend like this. So yeah.
Started you mean to go on. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you so much.
There goes. E1 is coming. Let's go.
Oh my God!
We use E1 as a platform to advocate for sustainability and gender equality.
For us, Africa is a very important continent. Technology innovation is the future. It can inspire the young generation.
We love Lagos, we love Nigeria. E1, welcome to Africa.
You dey ride bike when they chop well like pounded yam. Your mechanic they see you pass your family members every month. Na new plug. See this my spirit electric bike, you don't get that kind of wahala. Now they ask you for fuel. Strong kakaraka. Carry a weight of at least 300 kilograms. They can't they go. If they climb hill, if they dodge bottle like ninja. Time. Me, ba. And they save at least almost 100,000 naira every month. No fuel, no servicing palava. Just change battery and yeah, I don't go. My people. No dog, Spiro na baba, ride smart, save big.
Bit of chess, you know, but I was able to get by him, and from there I just tried smooth sailing, and smooth is fast in this boat.
You had obviously the harder job of being in the outside lane trying to get into that first corner, but you used the boost and the strategy perfectly to get the job done today.
Yeah, I mean, you always want to use it all the time, but then you don't have it later on. So I kind of didn't use too much on this back straight, just tried to hold on to it. And then I knew my chance would be down there if I could just stay close to Tom. And I was kind of close going in, so I was then using the boost, I was able to come around the outside, get a great exit onto this straight, and then eventually he stalled at the end of the straight, which gave me enough gap to turn in. So it was a great battle.
Well, an excellent start to the weekend and a great way to really maximise the points up for grabs towards the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the team has done an absolutely huge job on the boat. We got a new team principal, and he has turned the team upside down. He's done a fantastic job so far. So yeah, hats off to Steve Curtis. He's a legend, and it's great to work with him. So yeah, all of the team has done fantastic, and I feel so comfortable driving this boat.
Thanks, Timmy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Saunders. Thanks to Timmy as well, the 33-year-old from Göttingen in Sweden. Real delight for everybody at Team Brazil by the Claure Group. Of course, Marcelo Claure overseeing the team. And his new teammate, as you can see here this weekend, is Java Milere Hagen from Latvia, making her debut. One of, well, actually, that's Emma Kimalainen who's chatting with Timmy there, but certainly teammate to Timmy. Is one of 5 rookie pilots in the field. Good mates, aren't they? The pilot from Finland, Timmy from Sweden, as I say. Well, I feel there's a real sense of relief more than anything now, because we've had quite a few upsets, haven't we, over the last few weeks, not least for Team Rafa, but they've gone from the misery of Monte Carlo now to the joy of leading the championship halfway through this penultimate event of 2025. We're not quite leaving you yet, but just to remind you, when we are back on Sunday, we will be getting underway at 10 minutes to midday, 11:50 it will be, so that'll be local time, which is the same as the UK, 1 hour behind Central Europe. This is what it all means then, because tomorrow now we go into the all-important group stages, which will gradually build up to the final at the end of Sunday. So who's in which group? This is going to be so close, isn't it? Brazil, Aoki, Drogba and Miami. But look at that second bunch there. Rafa, Westbrook, Brady, Blue Rising and Alula all locked together. And the aim will be, after those group stages, to put yourself straight through into the finals. If not, there will be another opportunity in the race-off. But the main thing is, win each individual race and put yourself in the best lane position for the next one. At the end of tomorrow, the winner will gain 38 points. So what are we going to see? Will the championship lead switch around again in what would be a remarkable recovery for Brady, or can Rafa look to pull away? Rafa have already had success earlier on this season with victory and fastest lap at round 2, which was Doha in Qatar. But Aoki, the only team to win in 2 of the 5 events so far. So real variety for E1 in 2025. Don't forget, 10 to 12, we're back underway on Sunday.
Lagos, E1 is coming. Let's go.
Oh my God! We use E1 as a platform to advocate for sustainability and gender equality.
For us, Africa is a very important continent. Technology innovation is the future. It can inspire the young generation.
We love Lagos, we love Nigeria. E1, welcome to Africa.
I'm tired, man. My brakes squeak. My engine wheezes. But my human says no money for upgrades.
Chai! I've been there. Trust me, I used to backfire mid-turn. Embarrassing stuff. But last week, my human found out about first credits by First Bank.
First credits?
Yup. Quick, collateral-free cash straight to his account. Boom. New brakes, fresh oil, and premium fuel. Tell your guy to wise up. You deserve better, bro.
Need urgent funds? Whether it's bills, upgrades, or emergencies, First Credit by First Bank gives you up to 300,000 naira. No paperwork, no collateral, just credit when you need it.
Dial *894 *11#